Hello, welcome back to Storytime at Nana's house. Always so good to have you with me. Book I want to share right now, it is simply called Beauty and the Beast. And this was brought to us by my friends over at Paragon Publishing, who give me permission to share with you now. There was once a rich merchant who had 3 daughters. The youngest daughter had a kind heart, unlike her jealous sisters. She was called Beauty. One winter the merchant's ships vanished in a storm. He lost all of his money and was forced to move into a tiny little cottage. The 2 elder daughters wept in anger, fearing no one would wish to marry them any longer. They would stay in bed all day while Beauty rose at 4 each morning and cleaned the house and cooked their meals. Then one day the merchant received good news. One of his ships had been found, which meant he would have money again. He immediately set off for town.
"Bring me back a velvet cape,"
demanded the eldest sister.
"and I'll have a silk gown,"
added the second sister. "What about you, Beauty?" asked her father kindly.
"Please bring me a rose, father," said Beauty politely as she kissed her father goodbye. She worried terribly about him and longed for his safe return. When the merchant arrived in town, he discovered that it was not his ship that had been found at all. With a heavy heart, he rode back, failing to notice the snow had begun to fall quickly. Soon he was lost. He wandered for hours, and when the night fell, he began to despair. At last he spotted a golden light coming from a great castle. Pushing on the open door, he soon found himself inside a dining hall, where a fire blazed and a table was laid for one person. But there was no one to greet him. At last he said to himself,
"I can't wait no longer. Surely the kind master will pardon me if I eat my meal alone."
After a good night's sleep, the merchant set off. He made his way through a scented rose garden and was reminded of Beauty's request. As he broke off a single red rose, there was a thunderous roar, and a hideous creature appeared before him.
"So this is how you repay my kindness,"
the creature snarled.
"I saved your life, and in thanks you choose to steal from me."
"Forgive me," begged the merchant. "I only wanted to pluck a rose for my youngest daughter."
"Call me beast. I will spare your life if one of your daughters come to stay with me on her own free will. But if none of them agree, you must return within 3 months."
With a sad heart, the merchant agreed. After hearing her father's story, Beauty persuaded him to take her to the beast's castle. When she arrived, she could hardly dare look at the creature, but Beauty soon came to realize that he had a good heart. One evening, as he joined her for dinner, the beast asked her,
"Do you find me ugly?"
and for the first time Beauty looked at his face. "Yes, but you are very kind," she replied honestly. The beast seemed pleased by her answer and suddenly asked if she would be his wife. "No, beast," she replied simply, and the beast let out a painful cry. As the time passed, Beauty came to enjoy her life at the castle. She had everything she needed. As a sign of his love for her, the beast gave Beauty a magic mirror to show her what was happening at home. One day, as she looked into the mirror, she saw that her father was ill. "I must go to my father," she told the beast. "If you let me leave, I promise I will return." Heartened by these words, the beast agreed.
"Take your mirror with you, and remember, if you do not return in 1 week, I will be sad forevermore.
Beauty's father was overjoyed to see her, and he soon became well again. The foolish sisters had both married but were unhappy, so they tricked Beauty into staying longer than the week. One day when Beauty was looking in her magic mirror, she saw the Beast was ill. She knew she had to return. Arriving back at the castle, she found him so very ill.
You broke your promise,
The Beast whispered.
and now I am afraid I will not be here much longer.
No, no, cried Beauty in anguish, and at that moment she knew she loved him. I want to be your wife, she pleaded. And as her tears fell into the Beast's face, a bright light dazzled her. Suddenly, standing before her was the most handsome man she had ever set eyes on. Where is the Beast? She cried.
I was your Beast,
Smiled the young man.
but by choosing to stay with me and promising to be my wife, you have broken the magic that had cursed me.
Beauty and her prince were soon married. Beauty moved back into the castle, where they lived happily ever after. And that's the end. Da, da, da. Oh my goodness. Ooh, I hope that you enjoyed that story as much as I enjoyed sharing it with you. It's time for me to go, but before I do, I want to continue to encourage you to let your light shine by being kind. Until next time, take care of yourself. God bless you. And please remember that this Nana right here loves you. Take care.